Well, with all those balls being said, I will say hello, everyone.
Oh my god.
Oh, welcome to the Stream Void Podcast, episode 126.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. It is crazy.
Mhm.
I'm Mikey T, who is crazy, and across from me is Curbstomp. He is also crazy.
Hi.
And you can find us everywhere under our respected monikers.
You can.
You're listening to the Stream Void Podcast. This is a show about life and video games and everything in between.
Yes.
And we're within the final days, maybe even the final day. How many days are in April?
This is the last day.
This is the last day of April.
Pretty
April
sure
30th.
tomorrow's the 1st.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
2023. Of course, the year of our Lord, 2023.
Yes.
We are now a religious podcast. I'm just kidding.
Oh, really? Wow.
No.
What religion would you be?
I don't know. I haven't researched any religion to see what one I would join.
I think Wiccan would be the coolest.
No, perhaps.
Yeah, I think so.
A non-practicing Wiccan.
Or like some sort of witch, warlock.
Yeah.
Just something like...
Something with spells.
Yeah. It's a
Carry around
little
a
almost
tomb.
more believable.
Oh, I was watching a YouTuber make a giant spell tome, just like huge spell tome, and she like did all the leather work and all the metal embossing and stuff like that on it. Just like it's like this thick, like probably like
6
8 inches thick,
8 inches?
6 to 8 inches thick.
Yeah.
She wanted to make a book that you could slap it on a table, it would actually like shake the room when it fell.
Did she write any spells in it?
No.
Oh.
But it's just like a whole ton of blank pages. I'm like, man, that's gonna be cool when it gets filled up. So
Yeah,
I'm pretty
yeah.
sure lots of makers around
Illuminated
are like,
script
oh, yeah.
on it?
Yeah. It was super cool. I'm like, wow, you can just do that. That's dope.
You can do anything.
You can do anything.
Yeah.
And she was like, to make the paper even, she had to like cut it like just ever so slightly and then sand all the edges down.
Oh, no,
like,
no, no.
oh my
That's
God.
no wrong. Fake news. You can't do that.
You can.
No.
It's literally possible.
No. The
I
book has
watched
to
her
have
do it.
uneven pages.
Oh, she made them even.
No,
they
that's
were
wrong.
uneven and had like the half moon curve in it. And
No,
that
but
looked
think
cool.
about when you buy a hardcover book, it has like...
Yeah, they're not straight.
Yeah.
And she made them straight.
No.
I was like, it looks cool.
Too
with the
machined
curve.
then.
I guess so.
Yeah.
What was I saying?
I don't know.
doing
We're talking about the year of our Lord
We're
and
doing the
whatnot.
intro. Because
I distracted you by your religious choices.
Yes, and then the book of spell tomes.
Yep.
Yeah. How was your week? Because that's where we are.
Oh.
We're in that section of the podcast
Okay.
where we talk about our week.
Yeah, yeah.
Our work week, our week in life.
Yes.
And that kind of stuff.
Exactly. Okay, well, for work week, it's sort of like a thing that's been the last week as well. It's kind of where this... So, I'll tell you what. So, let's see here. I don't know if I've talked about it on the stream. I don't know if I would. It probably would have been boring, so I don't know why I would have said it. But it's part of the story, so I gotta say.
All
it.
right.
I obviously order stuff for the store, and I order from different suppliers in Canada and North America, and I ordered some stuff from America that we get, and we have to clear it through customs, obviously.
yep.
So we send it to our broker we have, and then they clear it for us. So they
Yes.
take care of the paperwork, but we pay them for it, right? So we ordered like, basically we have bait that we sell, salmon, eggs. So I order like a skid's worth of that from America, and it comes to the border, and it's never comes through for whatever reason. Like it doesn't show up. It's
Yeah.
supposed to be refrigerated and all this stuff. So I'm like looking into it. I can't figure out what's going on, and I'm like, I ask our broker, like, what's the deal with this order? This is the purchase order, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, well, the supplier has to send us the invoice and all the information for us to clear it. So we need that. And I'm like, okay, but I know that they did that because I did 5 orders and 3 of them made it through. So there's 2 that they didn't bother dealing with. There's 3 that came through, right? So I'm like, okay, so I send it along saying like, here's the information. And she's like, okay. All she says is thank you, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. So then I get a word from our billing, the woman that does that. And it's like, well, this one order that was stuck has been cleared 2 times. So that means they cleared it. And then when I sent it in again, they did it again.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, that was the whole point, was that they didn't know where it was. I had to send them this information so they could figure it out. Anyways. So then they had to like get them to redo that, blah, 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 blah. So I can't, and then I'm dealing with the actual company I bought it from, and they're like, well, have you got it yet? I'm like, no, something's wrong. Like I told them the information. They haven't sent it. And so, you know, I'm emailing these people back and forth, right? So it was supposed to be, it took like 2 weeks to get here. It's supposed to be here in like whatever. It's not a big deal. It's preserved, so it's not like it went bad or anything. But while this is going on, again, same thing. I ordered these flashlights, and 3 of the orders made it through. 1 is stuck, and it's like, well, what's going on? So again, I'm sending them. They're like, well, it's on the shipper to send us the information. I'm like, well, they did send the information because 3/4 of the orders made it through already, and there's just 1 that you haven't taken care of. I'm like, here's the tracking information. It says you signed for it. Like, whatever. What's going on? Blah, 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 blah. So I'm working on this, you know, dealing with this, blah, blah, blah. So finally it shows up at the warehouse, and I can tell what happened is that the main order, the bait, the whole skid got set aside. They lost it. They put the other stuff, the flashlights, because they're on top of that skid.
Yeah.
So they put it all together down there, but they didn't do anything with it, right? So I'm like, okay, finally it arrived. We take care of it, whatever. And then that's on like Tuesday or whatever. So then I go into the office on the Thursday, start working, and I start going through my email, and there's like 4 emails from the owner, where the first one, he's like, what's going on with this? It's taking too long. And I'm like, I agree, it's taking too long, but you know, that's on the like broker. They fucked up. Yep. And then there's the same thing with the flashlights. And then there's another one about some other thing. And then there's a 4th one where he's like, says something like, I can't remember exactly what it said, but it's like, I can see that you haven't been replying to all the emails that they've been sending about this bait. You need to deal with this. It's, your communication's really lacking with this. You have to take care of this, right? And I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? How can he say he can see that I'm not replying to these emails?
Yeah. Can he see I'm not CC'd in these emails as well?
So, so then I'm like, okay, I start writing an email like this, you know, and then I'm like, no, fuck it. I'll just talk to him in person because whatever. So then, because I literally had my email chain, which was like 20 fucking emails long of me dealing with these people.
Yeah.
So then I'm looking through it and I can see like, oh, when they would email me, it would be CC'd to the office.
Yeah.
But when I reply to an email, I don't reply all. I reply because I hate when people reply all, because it'll be reply all. Yes. And it goes to 50 fucking people. And it's like, they don't need to know this thing, right? I'm like the only person in the company that knows how to use to CC and BCC. Like, they didn't know what BCC means. Like, again, the people in charge of the whole system, they'll be like, you didn't CC. I'm like, no, I BCC'd. And they're like, what's BCC? It's like, well, it's CC, except you can't see the emails because you don't need to know who I sent it to.
Yeah.
Anyways. So I'm like, fuck it, whatever. I'm not going to email. I'll talk to him about it. So then he calls me. He's out of town. He's, oh, we need to talk about this. And I'm just like, I don't know where you got the idea that I'm not replying to these emails, but there's a thing called CC and BCC. And like, I replied to all these emails, but I don't CC the office in it because they don't need to see me sending 30 emails back and forth about this. So like, when you look and see that I didn't CC to this, that doesn't mean I didn't reply. And he's like, oh yeah, okay, yeah. Anyways, like and then I said, you know what? You said this email about how I need to work on my communication. I'm like, I think you need to work on your communication, because if you would have just asked me about it, I could have told you like, oh yeah, I just don't CC them because they don't need to see me reply and say yes or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Like, they don't need to see that. He's like, oh yeah, you're right. And then there's a whole other thing. Like, his son works for him. He had his son phone the woman that I bought the flashlights from and was just like, why is this taking so long? Why? We'll just cancel the order. Like, it's taking too long. I don't even want him. I'm like, if you would have just asked me, I would have told you it's not her fault. She did everything right. It's our stupid broker that we deal with that fucked it up.
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah. You're right. I just was like, oh my fucking God. Like, you're complaining about my communication when it's you.
Yeah.
Anyways, it was so stupid. And then he's talking about how like there was a whole thing with these. There's like, oh, this fucking stupid shit. We bought these hooks. The company we bought them from, they are not distributing them in Canada anymore. So we got them from another supplier in Canada. And when they came in, it's just so stupid. We have to say if we want back orders or not. With fishing stuff, we want back orders. So that's generally for when we book it pre-order. If we order in the year, we don't usually take back orders.
Yeah.
But this was taken in the year, so it was weird that it said back orders. So she emailed me and the owner and everything like this has back orders on it, and we don't take back orders, and like, are you just changing the way we do things around here without letting anybody know, and blah blah blah. And I'm just like, oh my fucking God. When I did this order, I literally gave you the paperwork and said, we're going to take back orders on this. Do not change the vendor they come from. We might not ever get these again. I don't want you to do all this work. Like, I specifically told you all this, right? So I told the owner that, and he's like, oh, maybe you should write it in an email. I'm like, what's the difference between an email and me telling her? She's not going to remember. She's not going to look in her email and be like, oh yeah, maybe there was something about this. Either way, it was going to be the same thing. And he's like, oh yeah, well, maybe you should email her anyways. I'm like, fuck, fine, whatever. I'll make sure I email it and I don't tell her to her face or whatever.
Well, that's the thing, is that if you email it to her, then there's a paper trail.
Yeah, I could say that I did it.
Yeah.
But like, he knows I'm not making up a story about it. Like, that's just not the way I do things. But it was just so frustrating. So like, whatever this was on Thursday, I just was like, oh my fucking God.
If anybody tells me important information to my face, I'm like, can you send that in an email?
Yeah.
Can you text that to me? Because I'm going to forget.
Yeah.
I'm dealing with 1,000 different things right now at once.
Yeah. So anyways, that was very frustrating. But I was, as I'm listening to this, I've been listening to the Tiger Belly podcast and like, the Bad Friends podcast with Bobby Lee. And actually his brother has a podcast. Anyways, this is going to lead into a thing where it's like boomers with technology.
Yep.
Not that the owner is actually that much older than me. He's probably only 10 years older than me, but it's just like, he doesn't know jack shit about technology this way.
Yeah.
Obviously, because he didn't understand that I could just choose reply rather than reply all for my emails. As I'm listening to these podcasts, I'm listening to I started at the beginning, right? So there's like 300 episodes and I'm on like episode 50, but it'll recommend me YouTube videos about the new, more modern episodes. Mm-hmm. And there's been there was like a whole like drama thing going on about, Reddit and everything. I'm like, well, what's going on with this? It's going to be like a couple hundred episodes before I get into this. So I'm like, let me catch up. And the whole thing on this one was like what's it called? There's a negative Reddit made up about this one podcast guy, and they're saying that the girl that's on Tiger Belly she's like the main shit disturber, like secretly talking shit about him on this Reddit. And they're literally they have like, we have hard evidence. We have hard evidence this you. And she was on the podcast talking about it. And they're like, what's the evidence? And it was the email address where someone email, like set up the account, and it was like tigerbelly@hotmail.com. And I'm just like,
oh my God.
Really? That's their evidence? Like a free email address?
Yeah, they're dumb.
That was all this drama, dude. It's crazy hearing about the drama from these comedians. And like, it's like, wow, they have literally no communication skills at all. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. Like, if you would have just talked about it, you would have had no problem. But instead they diss each other on all their podcasts and everything. It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
That's funny.
Yeah. So anyways, that was basically it for work. So on Thursday, I just was like, oh my God, this fucking place. But then it all got sorted out, and I talked to him and everything. And, he sort of was like, oh yeah, my bad. But it's just like, and I get it. Like, they're coming to him. He's the owner. He shouldn't have to deal with any of this stuff. Yeah. And they're coming to him and being like, we don't know what's going on. And it's like, well, I told them what's going on, but they're just too fucking impatient to get it sorted out. So then they're coming to you, and then you're like getting all into it where you don't want to be into it. So you're upset writing this email. And I'm like, if you would have just asked me rather than doing this, there would have been no problem.
Yeah.
So anyways, just a fucking pain in the ass, dude.
I send a ton of emails a day. I CC those who need to be CC'd. I BCC those who need to be BCC'd, or, request to be BCC'd.
I don't, like, anyways.
And I don't get CC'd enough.
I just am like, is it that important that I need to CC them on every email? Like, that they need to see that, like, that I said, like, okay, I'm looking into it or whatever?
Yeah.
Apparently I do.
Apparently.
Anyways.
I mean, I do. I just like, I CC everybody that needs to be CC'd.
I guess I just need to do that. I don't know. I only think of it as my way. Like, if someone came to me and was like, okay, these hooks we're getting, they're screwed up. We're not getting them from this vendor. We're going to do this instead. I would just remember.
Yeah.
So I think of it as my way, like when I think about how I do things. So I guess I can't really do that. So
I do it as proof. I leave a paper trail so that everyone knows that I've done it. Yeah. And then they're like, oh, why didn't you get it done? I'm like, did you look at your emails?
Yeah.
I did it.
Yeah. Anyways, it's frustrating that way.
I guess I deal with a lot more. No, you got offices everywhere too, but yeah.
But those guys,
yeah.
Those other places don't do shit. They don't do shit, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, it was annoying anyways. So I was just like, fuck this place. And then I was like, do I just leave right now? It's like,
Start your journey to full streamerificness.
Yeah, but it's just like, not quite yet.
Get on the TikToks.
I can do that now.
Get it. Do it. That's what you need to do.
Yeah. Anyways, I went on Fiverr to be like, how much does it cost to get something edited? And I was like, oh yeah, never mind.
Way too much.
Never mind. I was like, what about even a podcast? I was like, oh, this guy costs $15. I'm like, that's not too bad. Oh, 5 minutes.
$15 for 5 minutes. Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, dude, maybe I need to open up a Fiverr.
Yeah, it's so expensive. I'm like, oh, you want to give us 15 minutes of raw footage? That's $120.
Yeah.
You want to give us 4 hours of raw footage? That's
Don't we got someone in Bangladesh or something that'll do it for cheap or something like that? Like, come on.
Those are the guys in Bangladesh that are doing it.
Those guys are living like kings over there, dude.
I mean, how many people are getting someone to edit their 4 hours of Twitch content down to a 20-minute video?
I don't know. But like those podcast guy, the guy that was doing $15 for 5 minutes, he had like 600 reviews.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay.
I mean, $15.
What kind of podcast is 5 minutes long?
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyways, I was like, well, never mind that. So, anyways.
Is that podcast video or podcast audio?
It was audio.
Oh.
Yeah, it was audio.
Yeah.
It's just like, wowee. Anyways, what about you?
Work?
Yeah.
Me?
Uh-huh.
It was work.
Uh-huh.
I can barely even remember what I did. I know I went to, the city.
Uh-huh.
The city of Lillooet and Lytton.
City?
For the day. Actually, we stayed the night, and I was like, why am I here?
Village?
The village, yes.
Why am I here?
Why am I here?
To fill out, just check a box?
I checked the box. I checked it hard.
But I mean, that's like the boss has to check your box that says you were out of the office.
Yeah. And then, where did we go? We went to Salmon Arm. No, we went to Tappan.
Oh.
To hook up a house, which I was like, why are we here?
Mm-hmm.
There was nobody living in the house yet, but they wanted a cable being brought in. And I'm like, well, anyone could have done this. Like, this doesn't even have to be us. They could have just gotten the thing, pulled the cable, easy peasy.
Yeah.
I'm like, why are we here?
They wanted to be prepared for when they move in.
They did. And then we went to Salmon Arm. Went to the Shuswap Pie Company.
Oh, yum.
Because you have to go to the Shuswap Pie Company when you're near Salmon Arm. It's just a rule. And then we went to Vernon.
Okay.
I got some KT Bento.
Okay.
There's no better place. There's no other restaurant that makes me happy to eat at than KT Bento.
Have you had?
I'm just happy after leaving there.
Have you had Kentucky Fried Chicken before?
Yes.
Okay.
It doesn't do that to me. KT Bento is the only place. There's a sushi called Inari, which is it's like a fried tofu bag filled with sushi rice.
Yeah.
And and that place is the only place that does it like my bachan used to do it, who is my Japanese grandma.
Oh,
it's the only place that does it like that. So getting 3 of those for a lot of money, because they're ridiculously expensive for one reason, it just makes me happy. I'm just elated after I eat them, and I'm like just walking on clouds for the rest of the day.
I'll agree.
But we also went and looked at some cable information there. Cabling at another place in Vernon. They had run a temporary cable just across the yard.
Like,
and by the
just
yard,
laying on the ground?
Yeah, it's just laying on the ground. It's got some rocks on it just to hold it down.
That sounds good.
Yeah. So and there's like they want us to like dig a new
Like fiber optic cable?
yeah fiber optic
Oh
cable.
my
They want us to
God.
dig a new conduit in there,
Yeah.
so it's underground.
Yeah.
And I'm looking, and there's like 2 water shutoffs, and then the big electrical transformer right out front of the place, right next to the box.
So you're like, no?
I'm like, okay, well, we got to make some calls and get some locates.
Oh, yeah.
We're only going to go like 8 inches deep.
Uh-huh. So do you ever use the machine that does a tunnel?
Yeah. We've
Really?
got 2 of them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Horizontal boring machines.
I guess so.
Yeah, they're pretty skookum because you just put the drill into the ground and just direct it to where it needs to go.
Yeah.
And so it's a 2-man operation. There's a guy on the drill watching the screen.
Yeah.
And then a guy with like a machine that locates where the thing is, the drill head.
I just saw a TikTok of someone doing that under a road
Yeah.
somewhere, and it came out the other side, and it was drilling into the back of a guy's truck. Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, we've got 2 of those machines. They're
Nice.
pretty skookum.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But they're gonna make you use a shovel?
It's literally 5 meters.
Yeah, okay.
And we're only going 8 inches deep
Okay.
to avoid all the other garbage.
But is it like gravel?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gravel
You gonna need a pick?
landscaped. Yeah, probably.
Oh my god.
we gotta scrape off all the gravel, keep it nice, get some plywood, put it down, put all the dirt onto the plywood so we can get it back in the hole without messing up the landscaping.
Fun.
Yeah,
Crazy.
It won't be fun.
No.
At all.
Crazy.
Went off-roading yesterday.
Yeah, I saw you and your Jeep had a
Yeah.
beep beep with another Jeep.
Yeah, my cousin's friend
Yeah,
just bought a Jeep. Well, and he's just loving it because once you buy a Jeep, you understand why people love their Jeeps. And he's just like, I love it.
It sounds like a cult.
It
dude.
is a little bit of a cult.
Okay.
it is a little bit of a cult.
Do you
We
drive
went
each other's Jeeps?
No. We went out to Dewdrop, the Dewdrop
Oh.
Trail and Point, and you can go. It's like a 4-hour round trip, but you can go all the way out to the other side of Tobiano on Counts Lake. So you're like on that side of the lake, and there's a huge beach you can just drive down to. It's quite a precarious trail to get there. It's super narrow at points. There's like huge drop offs. You're like,
Yep.
oh god.
Yeah.
But you get down there and it's just a super sweet view.
Nice.
We got down there and it was just Jeeps down there.
Oh
It
yeah.
was hilarious. Yeah, there was a group of 4 and just like just one person in a Jeep. But the group of 4 was all meticulously lined up on the beach with their rooftop tents
Oh
out.
my god.
I was like, man, these guys are shooting a commercial or something.
Oh my god. They need to get some content.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we got some content too. We got some cool drone shots, which I'll show you later.
Okay. And
so, yeah, there's one spot where there's just a Mustang at the bottom of a cliff.
Oh yeah.
Where they're like, oh yeah, let's just drive up here, and we look over the edge. There's just like,
Did you
this
fly
Mustang.
a drone down to it?
He flew a drone down there like last time he was up there, but I didn't have my drone with me.
Oh, okay.
'Cause I was,
You need to look in the window, see if there's a dead body in there.
Yeah, I think they just ghost rode it off there.
Oh, it was like stolen?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, super cool trip. Very, very hilly, very dippy.
Fun.
Lots of clearance needed to get over there.
Yep.
Yeah, took some great shots. And
Nice.
we went out there at like 5:30 is when we left.
Oh yeah.
So it was pitch when we got back.
Oh yeah.
Just driving in the dark.
Nice.
I'm like, I need to increase my light gain.
Oh,
So I've only got stock lights.
Oh, sad.
He's got a sweet light bar.
Sad stock lights, dude.
Oh, I gotta ask him where he got his bumper from.
Oh, geez, Louise.
He's got a bumper with a light and a winch mount.
Get a
which is I need to
flamethrower.
get.
That'd be good.
Yeah. Other than that, didn't really do too much. It's just a lot of stuff, which I'll talk about in a future episode.
Oh, what does that mean?
Future episode.
What does that mean?
The wheels are turning.
Uh-huh.
So
What kind of
hopefully things
wheels?
will happen. I can't really say right now.
Can you say off stream?
I can say. I'll tell you off stream for sure.
Okay. All right. I'm interested.
Yes.